at our decks for the evening. Top 8, we've got Jake Murphy playing Pit Rack.
Jake Murphy's a beast.
Pretty standard list, it looks like.
Granite State Grinder, shout out.
Hell yeah.
He's got to be top 8, man.
But I was looking at this list earlier. So he's playing the bottomless pit version. Chain of Smog, what an absolute banger of a card.
Dude, I love is it Ebony Charm? Is that the name of that one?
Funeral Charm.
Funeral Charm? I love that you can do that on draw step. Instant speed.
Instant
you draw
speed,
a card, get rid of that.
Get rid of it. Get it out of here. So, yeah, pretty, I would say stock pit rack.
Right.
But, I mean,
yeah, I think that this is like relatively traditional 13 or 14 swamps.
13 swamps.
Brave man.
Then
Brave
the
soul.
4 wasteland.
This guy
4
said
factory,
Karsten who?
And so what? 22 lands total. And then I do apologize, folks, but somebody didn't get the memo on how to import your deck into Spice Rack. So
get this guy out of here.
Get this guy out of here. Give him a game loss. But Matt putting all 75 of his cards into the sideboard.
This guy's got a lot of options to bring in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
just presenting a 0-card main deck. What are you going to do?
Can you hover over here so I can kind of see what's going on?
But I will bring it over to the match. But I'll let you take a look at. I mean, it's going to be.
Yeah.
But everything's kind of together.
Here, I can kind of discern this.
Suss out what's going to be in the sideboard. Obviously, all the blasts and everything. But
right. So. Excluding lands, this is probably like 2 Winter Orb, 3 Wall of Roots, 3 Wall of Blossoms, 3 Trade Wind Rider, 4 Survival, Squee, Spike Feeder, 3 Quarian Ranger, 3 Opposition, maybe some number of Naturalize, Nantucket Vigilante, Mystic Snake, Banger, Masticore. We've got probably Genesis in the main board. This is a 4 Gaia's Cradle build on UG. 4 Finhorn Elves, Deranged Hermit, 4 Birds of Paradise, 3 Basket Walla.
You'll love it.
Something along them lines.
So how do we think this matchup's going to play out?
I feel like opposition has to be favored.
That's my gut feeling, but honestly, I have no idea. I haven't really.
I just think that if survival lands, they just get so far ahead, right? Especially game 1.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess you are bringing back that. They hit you. They throw a bottomless pit or whatever. You just discard Squee Word every turn.
Yeah. Can you bring up the hit list one more time?
Yeah.
So, pretty much no way to get rid of walls besides Diabolic Edicts. So, Wall of Roots also looks really good here. Chain of Smog is interesting because, if you have Squee in your hand, you can, discard Squee and throw it back. And then there's also no way for the black deck to get cards out of the graveyard in the main deck. So, if this Squee ever gets into his hand, the black deck just can't ever get rid of Squee in game 1. There's no 2/2 that exiles cards.
And also, should say obviously black, very well known, does not have any way of dealing with survival, opposition, any of that stuff.
I mean, he does. So sideboard, he has dystopias.
Okay.
But speaking strictly to game 1. And I guess I can call him Nick and let him know that they can begin.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. True. So we will let the folks know that they are good to start. But I should update. This is the quarterfinals. All right. I'll tell them. Yep.
All right, Jay got up. He's gonna go let the players know that they are ready to begin whenever they please. Looking at chat. Yeah, this seems kind of miserable for Pit Rack. We got a Duress Crew Choo Choo. Chain of Smog against Root Wallet is quite funny. Good call there.
That's true. That is true.
That's a good way to throw a chain back in their face.
So here we are, guys. We are starting off the quarterfinals for.
Have we told chat what the full top 8 is
Yes,
as far as
yeah,
decks go?
I read everything off. I let him
Okay,
know.
cool.
It is a hell of a top 8.
Dude, it's so nice. I'm really excited. I feel like any deck that wins this, maybe there's Oath Bonza, which is like a little bit of a honk shoe, me, but aside from that, I feel like everything is like quite cool.
Everything is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, red, black goblins and cool I mean, again, after writing off red, then to all of a sudden come back with 2 goblins decks
Right.
going 1-2
Yeah.
in the Swiss. I mean, that's absolutely insane.
And one of them is black red.
And one of them is black red,
Yeah.
going with the off meta splash.
Yeah.
I will say, take a moment. Surely it can't be both. Yeah, a honk shoe and a mimi. I will say, guys, I've already dunked on Matt a little bit, so I'm just gonna keep it rolling and dunk on him a little bit more.
We know Matt, so we're allowed to be mean.
You mulligan, don't pile shuffle again. Like, come on, man,
True.
just shuffle your deck.
True, I don't even
Piles,
pile shuffle
like
at all.
a pile shuffle in the beginning to count your deck, make sure that you didn't drop a sideboard card drop a card somewhere or accidentally leave your sideboard in or whatever.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Right.
Count your deck.
Count.
Make sure it's fine. But in between, like that's just bad. Just don't do it. Waste of time. But
Pile shuffling is dead.
exactly.
Pile shuffling is over. Ooh,
Starting off turn 1.
Dark Ritual Bottomless Pit.
Bottomless.
Let's roll
pits.
some dice, baby.
Let's go.
So there's more swamps in top 8 than mountains, or no? Because goblins. More mountains than swamps.
Probably
All right.
mountains and swamps.
Here we're gonna see a discard on a Wall of Roots. Pretty good hit.
Not
I do
bad.
see a Wall of Blossoms in hand. That's like, a fantastic thing to play out into this. Just stay up on cards.
For sure.
Yep.
Playing out of range.
Really deploying the hand fast here.
Love it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that he has. It looks like the. Ooh, all right.
Ooh, aggressive. I love it.
Smashing in too. He said, "I'm cool on mana. Pass it back."
yeah, and
Is that a mana war in his hand?
I think it might have been.
It might be a trade wind rider or a mana war. We're gonna miss on 6, flipping to 3.
Yeah.
We're gonna see an Edict go into the bin. That's like, I think a pretty good discard for him right there.
Yeah,
I think you're happy with that.
Not doing much.
Ooh, Wasteland, pretty live on that coast. Choosing not to take it and instead go for the Chain of Smog. I love seeing Chain of Smog making a good comeback.
All right.
I really like it.
Are we gonna fling it back? Chooses to.
Yeah, there we go.
Hell yeah.
Boom. And Jake Murphy, notably there, lost the rack,
Yeah.
which kind of hurts, man. I mean, I think that that's like one of the better cards that he could have been running out right there. I might even been like tempted to go for a Wasteland into the rack.
So
'Cause that's your clock, right?
yeah, and I mean these two beaters are gonna start doing a number on Jake's life total.
Really notably here too, Matt is going to be able to cast most things off the top of his library. Not the opposition that he just drew, but,
Except that one.
But a lot of things that come out, he's going to be able to cast those. Ditching an opposition is fine. You got the clock on.
Thinking about possibly casting whatever he just drew, but choosing I think to just beat for 2.
Yeah, I didn't see it. He's too fast with it. This man's thinking in double speed.
Player's definitely getting down quickly into the point of the.
See, here you go.
Yeah, love it.
Just slam a 2-2.
Love it.
That's not bad. Jake drawing lands. Pressure's on right now.
For sure.
Okay, so now Matt's draws are super live.
Oh yeah, and I mean we're
Although he does have the Wasteland.
getting in
there's-
for. Ooh, that's a big one.
Right, Mishra's Factory is going to be able to stave off some attackers.
Factory off the top is
Matt
very big.
will be able to get in this turn with the 2-2.
And both Wastelands were down, so that guy's Cradle's
Yeah.
gonna represent a lot of mana.
Yeah, he is choked on blue though.
True.
So anything blue coming off the top is dead. Anything green, pretty live. Survival would be a wonderful draw for him right now.
Incredible.
Throw a Genesis in the bid, dude, then you're cooking. So yeah, he's able to get in for 2 because the factory is summoning sick. Jake off the top finds a curse scroll. That's going to be pretty live. That's very relevant.
Well, actually, yeah, has the 3 mana to deploy it. Not able to activate. Still a couple of mana off from being able to activate and turn on the factory.
Yeah, that's true. Matt here debating just going all in, but
I mean, Jake at 5.
Right.
Obviously you lose the Call of the Claw. I mean, you get in for 3 basically if you sack your entire board.
Right.
So it really needs 1 additional creature.
So Matt might be analyzing the situation and seeing that Jake cannot block and use Curse Scroll.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like so tough because like
and any land off the top, Jake can immediately start doing exactly that.
Yeah.
With standing up the factory, then using the factory plus the other 2.
Yeah, that's relevant.
Decides to
I
send.
think this is a pretty good attack. I'm like, Matt's got enough mana off of Cradle, City, all that stuff. His draws are live. Let's just try and close this out.
We're going to activate the Curse Scroll.
Yep. Ditch the 2/2 into the bin.
Yep.
Take 2 down to 3.
That's the turn.
Matt does not cast the card in his hand.
Oh, okay.
Okay. How did he... Oh, he just played it. Okay. Yeah, I was confused. He didn't do it the cool way, but now he gets to attack with it and pump it.
True. And that is relevant, but another Mishra's Factory is huge.
Right. So we get 1 turn, though, swinging with this Root Wall.
Yeah.
Unless he found something juicy off the top of his library. He's going up on...
Tapping. Oh, that's
a
huge.
Beater. That is a beater.
1 of Genesis in the deck showing up at just the right time.
I think he has enough to pump the Root Wall as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, untap,
Yep,
play your land
float
for
the
turn,
mana.
pump the Root Wall, make him trade with the factory.
And now you can swing in with everything. Yep, just get in there.
Wow.
Very smart play.
This is funny because I don't think of Survival Opposition as being an aggressive deck.
No, but just the way that the draws lined up.
Right.
Able to stick a couple of quick creatures, and then you get to that kind of broken board state where both players are hellbent because of the pit.
Yep.
And Jake started to stabilize with the Curse Scroll and the factories, but it was just a couple. He took probably 1 or 2 turns worth of attacks.
Right.
Too many.
Right.
Before he was able to really draw out of that.
Yep. And I mean, like firing off the Wastelands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Went down on lands himself, so now he's like not able to activate and activate Curse Scroll and factories on the same turn.
Yep.
But I think that you got to do what you got to do with the Wastelands.
Yeah. So gonna stand up both Wastelands.
Factories.
Block.
Yep. We're gonna see a trade on the Root Walla.
Does he pump again?
The Root Walla can only pump once.
No. I mean pumping. Oh, or was that Mishra's Factory summoning sick?
Exactly.
It must have been. Yeah.
It
Okay.
was, yeah.
So
Do you
not.
want my coffee a bit?
Yeah. Not able to pump the factory the second time to make it to eat the Root Walla. So yeah, losing that factory is big.
I mean, now he's got a real problem, and it's called Genesis.
Oh yeah. And even if he does manage to deal with that Genesis, it's just going to start doing its thing.
Right,
in
exactly,
the yard,
looping
so.
over and over. And I thought that was survival, but we got a wob.
Oh, that's a survival
That's a
though.
survival.
And can immediately cast it and use it.
No, nothing in his hand.
Oh yeah, nothing. Yeah, sorry. Oh yeah, I forgot you can't just. It's not just a computer.
Yep.
But
And here, 1 unknown in hand.
fires up.
Does he have an?
Just
I was speculating
jumps.
that he might have a charm to do like some sort of trade or something.
Jumps goes to 1, and
Oh.
Hippie off the top isn't going to do
Wow. Aggro opposition.
it. Yeah,
Survival who?
very true.
Haven't talked to her in years.
So
Wow. That was a really strong showing from Matt.
for sure.
Just getting creatures on the board, turning the corner fast, turning them sideways. The Chain of Smog, that was a questionable chain.
Yeah, I mean, and flinging it back, definitely. Usually, I feel like it's not in your best interest to fling it back, but it actually worked out there, getting the
Right.
the rack out of his hand.
Yep. No, it was huge because he only had 1 card left left anyways.
Yeah, true.
So just ditch it and take the 2-for-1 or however you want to look at that math.
Yeah.
Why don't we bring up the mono blacklist again?
Yeah, of course.
Since that's the one that we can see.
So, looks like in the sideboard, Jake is going to have 3 Dystopia, 3 Engineered Plague, 2 Gloom, 2 Powder Keg, 1 Smother, 1 Spinning Darkness, and 3 Withered Wretch.
So I think he's looking to bring in, I mean, you just got to bring in Dystopia.
Dystopia very cleanly dealing with a lot of the green crap.
Right. Withered Wretch is also, like, really good.
Yes.
Getting Genesis out of the bin, getting Squee out of the bin. Ben saying, good job, Jay. Your graphics.
Yeah.
Jay's been putting in overtime.
Hell yeah. So I would say, yeah, definitely. Probably want the Smother.
The Smother is like
Maybe.
a little questionable. I mean,
Doesn't do too much, I
It
guess.
is a good way to answer like a Wall of Roots. But like when you're playing against Survival, if they're snowballing with Survival and you're just casting a Smother.
Yeah, you're not doing anything.
Yeah, you're not doing anything. You're just kind of falling behind, especially if like they're Survival Wall of Blossoms, all that type of jazz.
For sure. So, timer not running right now, but I will remind you guys we are in top 8, so this is untimed.
Yep.
I wish I had some way of representing that, but we're just going to leave it at 58 minutes and 7 seconds.
I think I saw Jake also brought in the Spinning Darkness.
Okay. Spinning Darkness.
Totally fine.
Pull it up here.
That card. It's
It
so
is
cool.
a really cool card, allowing you to cast a free deal 3, gain 3.
Yep. Little lightning helix in black.
Yeah.
For free.
For
Instant
free.
speed too. I don't think I realized that. That's nice.
Yeah, that is very nice.
You want all your sideboard but the glooms. All of it. Wasn't there kegs in there?
I mean, I get the kegs aren't bad.
There's a lot of 1-drops, right?
Exactly. You're just dealing with a lot of. I mean, it's a good way of dealing with all the walls.
E-Plagues, is there enough elves to care about that card?
I would be a little surprised by the E-Plagues, I think. But
Well, so Jake doesn't know that Matt has 3 Korean Ranger. I think that's pretty unusual for this build.
Okay.
To have that many. So it's like he does have, 7 elves or something like that?
And chat is making a good point that a lot of the cards in Jake's main deck aren't the greatest.
Well, so...
So they're still kind of upgrades.
Yeah. Do you think that you're taking out Bottomless Pit?
I am not going to even pretend I know how you would sideboard with Pit Rack.
Right, same.
But it is definitely an interesting question. I'm not sure if we have any mono black enthusiasts in the chat that might know what you would be trimming.
Korean Ranger is usual. Running 3 of them, I thought that was quite a bit more than usual. I thought it was like a 1, maybe 2 of as like a survival target. That is a good point, though, that being able to use the Trade Wind Rider like twice in one turn is insane.
For sure.
Yeah, Edict ain't the best. Man, pile shuffling.
I agree.
As Matt goes into his second
or fourth of the match.
Yeah. Hey, he's counting his library, all right? He's making sure.
Double checking. Always.
Why count your sideboard when you can count the main deck?
Exactly. And also, what do they always say? Measure twice, cut once.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, so chat's saying that builds with Trade Wind run 3 to 4 Korean Ranger, so, all right? We're just your ignorant casters today.
Well, speak for yourself.
I mean, this isn't you don't see a lot of survival ops. So I'm not accustomed to this deck at all.
There were multiple people playing it at the top tables.
Yeah. They top 8'd our last regional as well.
It did. So, a couple of maybe deck specialists that just doing well with a very powerful. It's certainly a powerful deck. Like, it's doing powerful things.
Yeah.
He does run the Trade Winds.
Yeah.
How?
He's got a few of them in his 75
Yeah,
card sideboard.
three Tread Wind Riders in the 75.
Yeah. I really wish that we could pull up this list because I love looking at survival lists.
Oh yeah, for
There's
sure.
so many like little 1 to 2 ofs and stuff and things you get to think about trimming and cutting and bringing in.
So looks like both players kept their 7s.
And we got a turn 1 duress survival.
Yeah, so this is a turn 1 elf into, I guess now into a Wall of Roots.
Yeah. How good is Winter Orb in this matchup? Seems pretty relevant against factories and scrolls and all that type of stuff.
Definitely seem relevant. Now next turn we get to go Wall of Roots cast elf, but not if we lose our guy.
Oh man. Land is what he wants, not what he gets.
But looks like we're going to be casting...
Oh, Parade Ranger is a
that's
nice play right there.
Pretty good.
Gets to pick up the land, play it again, get 2 things out on the board, get ahead of whatever Jake might be cooking right now. See a second rack, and staying alive above that. Is that a Wall of Roots off the top?
If we're able to keep our hands a little bit stocked, we're going to be in fine spots, but those racks will start doing damage real quick. But this Ranger is very key to being able to, bounce your lands back to your hands.
Right.
And
in response to the trigger, even.
Exactly.
Like, kind of. Wall of Blossoms is huge. Here we get a crash for 2.
Hell yeah.
I'm kind of surprised he chose not to go for Winter Orb right there, but I guess his opponent's just untapping 1 land anyways. So, not your most valuable orb.
Yeah, and Jake definitely having to play around this Winter Orb, thinking, I believe I saw a pit in his hand.
Yeah, he also has an E-Plague in his hand too.
Wanting to cast those, needing a 3rd land off the top, so not being able to deploy anything else because of this Winter Orb that is threatening to lock him down.
Yeah. Oh, and survivals.
Survival on the top is huge.
Did not realize that he found that. So I think that Jake also has Dystopia in his hand right now. That's not looking so hot.
No, it's definitely a little late for that.
Yep.
Really needing a Dark Ritual
Here
or
is
something.
the
But
land. I think we're gonna take the 2-for-1 on the elves.
Oh, definitely.
Floating a green in response. Pitching. Probably gonna get a squeak here because he has a 2nd activation with the Wall of Roots.
Yep.
This. Ooh, okay. Nice.
Love that.
Yeah, very cool. Oh, and so we get the untap as well. Gonna put another creature into play, just get further ahead of this Dystopia right now. And we still have another activation with Wall of Roots. So Matthew is cooking. We're seeing the aggro rider.
Yep. And elves will be taken out.
Yep. Now we're gonna get another little guy in play. And potentially maybe tutor up that squeeze, start getting some card advantage going.
Now Jake is still sitting at a pretty healthy 18.
Yeah.
We are.
Matt's going aggressive right now. I like this. Yeah, this is cool. This is really cool. Because now, like, every turn he's going to be able to swing in with these root wallas and force the chump block out of a factory. Of course, Wall of Roots does have a limited shelf life. Oh, but we got the Winter Orb coming down.
The orb is huge now.
Big game right there. Wow. Matt is playing this deck masterfully.
He is.
Really, I got to give him credit.
Very well played. Untapping the Mistress Factory.
Thinking about this, he might want to untap in case he draws a Dark Ritual, right?
Yeah.
And he does draw a Dark Ritual off the top.
Very smart.
Who called me ignorant?
Yeah, no, heads up play. Playing to his outs. Here is, and that's big, a 2nd E-Plague.
Damn. All right.
Lizard baby.
Yep.
And there goes, as quickly as it came, there goes
Like
Matt's entire clock.
Right. Yeah. And he also loses his wall of roots, like we said. The shelf life is limited on that.
So, just as quickly as it looked like Matt was going to be able to quickly close out this game and the match 2-0, all of a sudden, a Dark Rit off the top into a second Deep Plague, clearing out all those lizards, effectively a 3-for-1, with the third lizard being in Matt's hand.
Yep. I do still like Matt's position a lot, though.
For sure.
Because now it's like he's got the squee engine going. He can start getting birds of paradise. He can start getting, dorks out on the board again and get ahead of his own winter orb.
Although I will say that as much as he's been playing around it up to this point, we have finally dropped below for that 4 cards in hand threshold. So we are going to start taking damage.
Does he have, 2 in hand now? Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah. Or actually 3 in hand, I believe.
3 in hand? Okay, so he's still safe. And he's at a pretty comfortable life total, all things. Oh, misses the squee!
That's tough. That's tough.
Oh, no!
Oh, you can't get a bit to him.
What? Are we giving it? Are we being nice pre-modern players today? We're in top 8, man.
I agree.
Get that shit in the graveyard.
I agree that you should definitely need to remember your triggers, folks, but it looks like Jake Murphy might be giving it to
Jake Murphy's playing nice. You know what? He did say on one of the podcasts that he was interviewed on, I think, that he gave his opponent a take back in a pretty pivotal game. But I don't know. Matt grabbed an elf and then was like, oh wait.
Probably not that one.
Right. I kind of wish there wasn't that take back there. I want to see some good, clean, honest Magic right now.
I do agree.
Yeah.
But hovering over Vigilante there, Matt, was for a second.
Yeah. I think that next turn you can start looking into getting that. A Cradle right now here would be amazing.
Oh,
for
insane.
him. I think that a Cradle might just close this game out. So Jake has made it back up to 3 lands into this Winter Warp, so he has the ability to cast some spells right now.
Double hippie in hand.
Yeah, 2 hips and something else, which I think was Dystopia.
I believe it is Dystopia.
How tempted are you to go after this Dystopia right here? I mean,
there's so many permanents you need to chew through.
Right. I mean, kind of, but it's like you chew through 2 Walla Blossoms.
I think I'm tempted to get the clock down.
Yeah.
Start attacking the hand a little bit more.
Yeah, especially with the 2 racks.
Yeah, exactly.
There we see the squee coming back.
Those remember
Matt's got the dice on top of the library, staying disciplined.
I think that was an opposition off the top.
That was a trade wind rider.
Oh, was it a rider? Yes, It was a rider.
Yep. That's big game.
That is.
Whoa. Can that thing block a hippie or what? Nice 1/4 booty on that.
Yeah, bring that one up.
And
reminder.
That's crazy.
1/4.
Because now he's got the trade wind rider plus the winter orb going.
That is big.
Yeah. If he ever wants to, he has the ability to bounce the winter orb back to his hand, untap, replay the winter orb. Really cool stuff going on right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just being return target permanent.
Yep.
Not just creatures.
Yep.
Off the trade wind rider.
That was a massive top deck.
What did he draw?
The
trade wind. Yeah.
I'm still infatuated with it.
No, for sure. That was definitely very pivotal.
I think I might have seen a root walla off the top of the library.
Not very good anymore.
Yeah. And now Matt's got to start making a lot of decisions. Because he's got a lot of mana, he's got a lot of options. He's got a survival live. This is where survival gets tough to play now because you just have so many things to think about, so many lines to do. I definitely like getting this wall of roots right now. Just staying further and further ahead of his own winter orb.
Yeah, developing that mana and also just creatures to tap for Trade Wind Rider.
So Trade Wind Rider was target permanent, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So it's pretty funny that end of turn he can just bounce a land back to Jake's hand.
Yeah, very true.
Jake untaps a land and then he just can bounce it back.
Yeah.
This is beautiful magic indeed.
It is. As Richard Garfield intended. So, what is Jake looking for to try and close out. I mean, I feel like
Right.
he really needs to somehow get at Matt's hand.
Right. A chain of smog, perhaps. Even that, like, I don't know though, because that gets bounced back.
Yeah, so we have Dark Ritual, Dystopia, another
does have a Dark
hippie.
Rit?
Yeah, he just drew a Dark Rit for turn, I believe. And then I don't know what the last card is in his hand.
And I mean, he just
Chooses
passes.
to just pass the
Wow.
turn.
And there it is.
And
bouncing
yeah,
the
you're
land.
right.
Yep.
Just as you thought. Start just making him pick up lands.
Yep. That's really strong. Gets back the squeak.
Thought about drawing that card for a
We
second.
need like little stream noises, like when you shoot a grunt in Halo, and it's like hooray!
Just like a very loud incorrect buzzer when they miss their triggers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, wrong.
So
Matt's got everything going now besides a clock.
yes.
So how do we find ourselves a clock in this deck? Like I said, I don't think of Trade Wind Rider as a deck that's aggressive, but honestly, he doesn't even need to find a clock. He just needs to keep just staying so far ahead and staying, up so high on cards. I did see a Naturalize that he just drew, so I'm pretty interested, I think, in getting rid of the E-Plague on Elves,
Yeah.
getting a Quarian Ranger, and then just going to town with that Trade Wind Rider.
For sure. And yeah, the E-Plague on Lizard can probably just stay there. I mean, we've already binned all our lizards, basically.
Right.
Here's a Dystopia.
Gonna refresh ourselves on the rules text on that.
Yeah, which
If
I
we're
can
Matt and if we're the commentators.
I can do that for all of us. But Dystopia is going to start chewing through Matt's playables. Well, and it's going to start chewing through Jake's life total, if it stays. But
so we did see a Naturalize on the end step there on Elves, and now we can get the Quarian Ranger back, and now we can really start going to town with the Trade Wind Rider.
yeah, and did Matt just immediately bounce the Dystopia? Was that what happened with the Trade Wind Rider there? 'Cause that looks like he cast it and then just immediately put it back in his heart.
It's so strong.
Yeah.
This deck is so cool when it does the thing.
Oh, for sure. And this is Matt's really just putting on a clinic of as he drops cards into his lap, putting on a clinic of the powers of this deck.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a favorable matchup for Trade Wind Rider. I think there's like no question about that.
Yeah. So if you're trying to think a couple of turns ago about what Jake could get here that would get him out of this, I think we're starting to get to the point where just the sheer number of permanents on Matt's side of the board is going to start allowing him to do some pretty silly things.
Yep. And here we see the Trade Wind bouncing land. And now we're going to get another activation.
Yep.
Bouncing another land.
All of this while under a Winter Orb.
Yep.
This is definitely...
Total disrespect for the hippie. He's like, just have
Oh,
it.
yeah, for sure. And
My hand is stacked. Oh, we got chat room for a Perish. That would be pretty good. But you know what you need to cast Perish? Mana.
True.
I think that he might still have a Dark Ritual in his hand, though. So...
I mean, he could... Looks like
we're going to see Ritual right now.
Seeing a Ritual.
Charm on the Little Dork, which cannot be bounced back. So Charm on Ranger. Oh, Matt did have the untap. Wow.
Yeah, this is now in...
Jeez. Yep.
That's tough. So yeah, Trade Wind Rider not only is all permanents, but also both players.
Yep.
Now we're going to see the Dystopia come back out.
Which is fine. You're happy to just sacrifice a Wall of Blossoms. He has like 8 cards in his hand, I think. Yep. Hippie gets in for 2. Matt is at 20 life. And just chump blocks.
Chump blocking with a bird.
Now we're going to get another survival activation. Is this one summoning sick, though? I think that he had enough birds that he could have tapped a non-summoning sick one with the Trade Wind Rider.
Yeah, make sure that we are clear on which bird is which, though.
Yep, that's good. Keep your opponent honest, no doubt.
Very true.
Always allow them to make a mistake, and yeah, I think that the thing that Jake Murphy has to focus on right now is just not dying, finding that Perish, because one Perish gets you right back in this game. I love Perish as a card, man.
So-
It's like such a throwback to my Legacy days. This card was everywhere during the Night of the Reliquary and Tarmogoyf era. Just such a banger.
This would just,
Such a hoser.
put them right back into it.
Yeah.
But I mean, we also have such a grip right now of cards.
Yeah, but I mean, losing all your dorks and then
Yeah, he would be short
Dystopia.
on mana and then trapped under his own Winter Orb.
So here we're going to see an activation on the Wall of Roots, which is up to 4 counters, and
Are we in our upkeep?
yeah. I imagine that he's sacrificing this Wall of Roots right now because it's pretty cooked.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
Now
very
we have
smart.
the insurance policy.
Very true.
Yep. So now I don't know.
Yeah, at
I
this
mean,
part,
does Jake have? I don't think Jake has Cabal Therapy in his deck, right?
I don't believe so.
Yeah.
Because I saw you mention that in thread I made about
Nope.
No.
No therapies.
No therapies. So
it's going to be really tough to get out of his hand. Matt does sacrifice the Wall of Roots to Dystopia. Is that land on the battlefield, or is it picked up? On the battlefield. All right, so Matt's got 4 manors available,
yep.
which is relatively constrained considering how
We
many
do have
cards
that
he's-
Ranger, so yep.
Right. yeah,
Ranger comes back.
down. He already hit his land drop. We're seeing the activation on a land again.
So
This guy
brutal.
needs a black face in his deck.
I'm gonna say this is definitely
Nick is saying that Billy is in a grinder. Unsure if he's in game 2 or 3.
Yep.
We're obviously rooting for Billy in the booth. That's our boy.
Yeah, and I do agree. Some chat expressing their love for Rebecca Gay. Just absolutely phenomenal artwork. She's
Yeah.
one of the goats of Magic artists.
Yep. We tried pretty hard to get her to LobsterCon.
That'd be the dream.
Yeah. Still a chance.
Oh. So let's see. Matt surviving away. Oh no, sorry. Actually, it was just going to discard step.
Wow.
Too many cards in hand. Discards a coast.
Kind of interesting that he hasn't put a Perish in his graveyard at all yet, but I guess he doesn't really need to.
So we're gonna see a hand of bunch of lands, Ranger, and Caller of the Claw.
Yep. He did know about the collar, and he did know about the Winter Orb from like turn 1 or
Yeah,
something.
I believe that that double orb was in the hand from, or the second orb was in the hand from the beginning.
Yep. So Matt needs to start doing some winning now.
Yes, we do need to start attacking.
Like, we're at the point where Dystopia is off the board. You know, your push-up lizards are not coming down, but like,
Yeah, I mean, for how
range
late
tournament?
in the game we are at. I mean, just cast the squee at this point. Just get that squee in there.
Yeah.
Start beating down.
Yeah. Let's go. So we got Wall of Roots. Just this insanely formidable defense right now. With,
Oh, how much toughness does Matt have on the board right now?
oh gosh, nothing's getting through that.
16, 17, 18,
Oh,
like,
we got 1 damage in.
let's go. Like 23 toughness on the board or something right now.
So we're going to bounce the swamp. We're going to untap a bird. Nope. And we're going to bounce another land. The untapped one.
Do the untap.
Yeah. Smart. Heads up play right there.
Which one land will you untap? Probably the only one.
Right. So Jake Murphy, full group of cards, a lot of business.
of
Could use
lands.
another Dark Ritual. I
Yeah.
think that he's gone through 2 at this point. But I don't think that he's seen a Perish yet either.
No, but it was just one in. He doesn't even have a parish.
Oh. Well, shit.
Well, where did we get that idea from?
Be a lot cooler if he did.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, now real question: do we actually have any outs?
Yeah.
Um,
Powder keg? Which is never ticking up.
yeah, exactly. It's just getting. I mean, we need something that's not a permanent. You know, it needs to be something to just start getting
So does Matt not have Deranged in his deck anymore? That's what I'm curious about.
I'm not sure.
Where's the Deranged tournament?
But yeah, I mean, you would think at this point we're just going to survival for a threat,
Right.
and start beating in.
Yeah.
But
Still hasn't seen a Cradle either, which is pretty notable.
might just be playing with his food, just like not intentionally not getting a threat,
Just touching his cards.
exactly. He's just like, this is what I came here to do.
Yeah.
What do you think I paid the entry for?
Yeah, we're not in time. There's no time on this round.
Exactly. Untimed rounds. That's a dream.
He's actually just going for the deck right now. He's just going to mill him out.
One draw step at a time.
Yep. So, as ever, just continues to harass Jake's lands. Swinging for one. All right, this is our line to victory right now.
And that potentially going for the flawless victory, just
Right.
no permanence on the table.
Right. Ooh, we see a Spinning Darkness off the top, which has essentially no real juicy targets besides the Korean Ranger. And even if he can go after it right now because Matt doesn't have any lands on the board, so he's not able to untap any of his Trade Wind Riders. But there's 2 Korean Rangers on the board. My goodness. I'm getting lost on this right now.
There is one. Yeah, geez,
So much stuff out.
Yeah, we have 2 rows of creatures here.
Yeah, Concession the win con, Killing win con,
You can always concede.
Korean Ranger, beating in for 1 every turn, win condition. I mean, Matt does have the Nantucket Vigilante in his deck, so maybe we just play that and flip it and get in for a little bit more damage, perhaps? That library's getting thin, though. He might be in danger of decking himself. And yeah, it looks like he totally cut a lot of his top-end gas, so...
Interesting.
This one's going to come down to a slow bleed out is what it appears to be.
I mean, I'm surprised. Even do you think he cut the Genesis? I mean, the Genesis seems fantastic.
Right.
And that's just it's a 4/4
okay,
at this point.
here's great also.
That's a lot of mana.
If he's got anything beefy to cast,
Yeah.
the lane is wide open.
Essentially, infinite mana at this point to do whatever he pleases.
Right. And
Cast
it's kind of
the
interesting
squeeze.
to think
Cast
that he...
the squeeze.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast all these cards.
It's kind of interesting to think that he might have cut the Genesis. Because that card is just so good. It's so good with survival.
So Matt just laying his hand right
Yeah,
up.
crowd wants the squee beats too. Lanny's saying that he did see the Genesis in there.
Okay. I would think that these gotta. Oh, nope.
Somebody saying no tide or not in the top. Meanwhile, I played against him my first 3 rounds. Oof.
Oh, there's the Genesis.
All right.
Finally getting
now
there.
we're closing this baby out.
Matt's decided that he's had enough
Yep.
touching cardboard.
Enough toying with him.
So we're just gonna cast everything in our hands.
Yep.
Bounce all your permanents.
I don't know if he's playing super up or all these permanents on the board.
No, he just revealed his hand. It's just
Okay.
like, I'm gonna do all this.
Okay.
And Jake, honestly, a good sport for the stream.
Right.
Probably just deciding to play it out. I would
Right.
have scooped
Yeah.
10 minutes ago at
Right.
least.
Yeah. Once you feel yourself being so far behind, it's just it's disheartening.
And just knowing that you have essentially no outs.
Yeah. And you know what? Jake Murphy's gonna walk away with an intuition.
There you go.
He's going to walk away with one of the awesome Disenchant Altered top 8 cards.
Oh, those cards are so cool.
And-
If you haven't seen, check out on Twitter, on the Dress Crew Twitter, we posted a pic of one of the altered top 8 cards.
Yeah.
They look gorgeous.
So sick. So sick. A really nice trophy. And on top of that, a full day of the gathering. A full day of enjoying cards and hanging out with people and having a good time. So
For sure.
when you top 8 104 person tournament with Pit Rack, you cannot feel bad at the end
No,
of the day, man.
no, that's sick.
You're a winner at the end of the day, all right?
Hell yeah. I mean, all these players doing what probably a lot of people didn't expect, with playing through a room of really meta decks and absolutely crushing.
Yeah. Awesome to see. Super, super cool to see. So here we
Chunking
got an
in for
attack.
5, 7, 8, 9, I believe.
Yeah.
Put Jake down to 3 unless he wants to
We're
spinning
gonna see
darkness
a
something.
lightning helix here just to stay in it. Yeah.
Pitching a couple of cards, or sorry, removing from graveyard a
Yep.
couple of cards. Deal 3, gain 3.
And Matt looks like he's just gonna bounce whatever it's targeting.
Yep. You don't get to gain that life.
Yep. So not really buying himself much time.
Nope.
No outs.
Going down to 4.
The end is nigh.
And that's going to move Matt Dietz onto our top 4.
Matt Dietz playing like a madman today.
Absolutely out of his gourd.
He took down Rich Shea earlier in the tournament.
Did he? Yeah, actually, yeah, I did see that.
Which is like, I thought that would be a pretty bad matchup for opposition.
But able to get there. Jake Murphy, though, as we said, still top 8ing with Pit Rack.
Yeah, a champion of the day.
Absolutely an awesome finish for him.
Yep. Awesome achievement. Awesome day.